And now, it's Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on CL 650. Now broadcasting from the Barber & Co. studios. Here's your host, Tyler Gray.
This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. We are broadcasting from the Barber & Co. studios. The second half kickoff is brought to you by Global Scarves, producing soccer scarves for over 40 years. Get scarves for your local club, organization, business, or school at globalscarves.com. Again, that's globalscarves.com. Good evening. My name's Tyler Green on Twitter at TylerGreenFC. Simon Fudge is at SimonFudge74. Still a lot to get into in the second half, including a chat with David Sandals in just a matter of moments. But first, the Italian scoreboard presented by Via Tavere Pizzeria Napoletana. 1190 Victoria Drive, serving up true wood-fire Neapolitan pizza in East Vancouver. It's absolutely fantastic as well. Watch for their food truck around town. They were in Gastown on Friday night. They're quite a bit around Burrard area at lunchtime during the week for the business folks out there. It's called Via Tavere Neapolitan Express. They do basically they're sandwiches, but they're pizza sandwiches. So good. Simon, what's happening around Italy in the scoreboard?
Well, there were two games today in Serie A. Roma beat Verona by 2-0, and it was Atalanta 0, Juventus 3. Carlos Tevez having 2 goals there for the Bianconeri. 6 games tomorrow. That includes Sassuolo hosting Napoli, Cesena hosting AC Milan, Inter at home to Cagliari, Torino against Fiorentina, and the Derby della Laterna, or the Derby of the Lighthouse. Genoa playing Sampdoria. On Monday, Udinese will play Parma, and Palermo will play Lazio.
Time to chat with Expert Physio's David Sandals in tonight's Injury Report, brought to you by Expert Physio in Burnaby, online at expertphysio.ca. Joining us on the program is Expert Physio's David Sandals. And David, very busy day for you. Whitecaps game, but earlier tonight you were at a conference talking about concussions and hearing about all the different stuff. Can you enlighten us with that discussion that you heard earlier today?
Yeah, it was an interesting morning. They gathered a panel of experts, all of whom have things to do with helping people with concussions, from psychiatrists, ophthalmologists to deal with eye problems, physiotherapists to deal with neck problems, and they all talked about the different aspects of the concussion syndrome. I think the biggest thing to come out of it is there's a new thing called the Concussion Awareness Training Tool, and it's been developed specifically here in BC for British Columbians, the CATT, and it's all the information that might be needed by parents, players, coaches, as well as a section in there for medical professionals, and it can be found online at www.cattonline.ca. And what I will do is we'll have our office put that up on our Facebook page, I think, with a little thing on concussion sometime this week, so that if people want to go there, if they could, don't remember, but they want to look for it. Very, very good. It's very, very nicely laid out, and it really can give whatever level you're at with your parent, coach, medical professional, and there's even going to be a whole area coming up for administrators, school, sports clubs, and so on and so forth, to help them deal with this whole issue of concussions. And
we'll share that, your link as well, on our Facebook page as well, David. Now, switching gears here, we're talking with David Sandals, Expert Physio, expertphysio.ca. There's a lawsuit, David. It's being filed by basically most of the participants that are going to be coming for the World Cup next year, that's being held in Canada for the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup, because it's been played on artificial turf. Talk a little bit about injuries, and is there more injuries that happen on artificial turf compared to grass?
Yeah, well, certainly when it came out, there was a lot of concern about artificial turf, certainly amongst ourselves in the physiotherapy clinic right there at Eight Rings, because there was one of the first areas to have it, and we did see some rather nasty injuries coming off there. But a lot of that, I think, is to do with the interface between the turf and the cleat, and the kind of cleat that somebody's wearing. And also it was first, second generation turf. We're now looking at third and fourth generation turf. And the studies that have been done more recently really do not find any strong evidence at all to say that you're more likely to get an injury on turf. In fact, some studies show that if playing on turf, you're actually less likely to get injuries. There have been some small amount of evidence that perhaps something like ankle injuries might be a bit more prevalent. But on the whole, there wouldn't seem to be anything to suggest that players are actually at more risk playing on turf. There's certainly, with regard to women specifically, there's an excellent study that was done of collegiate players playing on both turf and grass in the U.S. And overall, they demonstrated less trauma on field turf when comparing injury time loss, player position, injury grades, cleat design, and the age of the turf too. So when they took all those factors into consideration, they actually found less injuries with women players.
Oh, wow.
It's sort of, I'm not really quite sure what the basis of the lawsuit is. If it's a case of, well, the guys didn't have to, so why should we? They really have a case.
And finally, David, you and the folks at Expert Physio, you mentioned your practice there at the 8 Rigs facility, but you're going to be at a lot of the Burnaby Men's Soccer Association matches that are being held this weekend around the Burnaby Lake turf fields. My team was in action earlier tonight at those fields, but what exactly are you guys going to be doing? And obviously a tent set up so people can come find more information as well?
Yeah, that is correct. In conjunction with Fit First, which are an athletic shoe store, the sports medicine group that supply braces and medical equipment for sports, and ourselves at Expert Physio are all sort of there in conjunction just to provide information to the group. I think it's quite a large group come through there on Saturdays and Sundays, something like 1,600 players, I believe. And we're just there to answer questions about injuries, and just any way we can help. We're donating some tape to all the teams in the league, just as sort of a bit of a starter for a bit of a kit. I don't think there's anything terribly organized for you guys. I know that the organized do have a kit which we provided for them last year, that is on site if they haven't been sort of too serious. But I think most of the teams look after themselves, don't they, Tyler?
Yep, they do. And a lot of injuries happen, of course, with guys getting older, and so there's always injuries. So you're a perfect location to get help when need be there at 8 Rinks for a lot of the guys that play in that league.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I won't see you there tomorrow.
Well, I might try to stop by and take a look at some of the action and come over and say hello as well. So
I'll be good to see you. Yeah,
thanks again for joining us, David. And again, you'll be at the Burnaby Lake Complex there talking to anybody who has any questions about some physiotherapy needs at Burnaby Lake. So thanks again for joining us tonight.
No problem.
That was David Sandals. He's a physiotherapist at Expert Physio, expertphysio.ca. If you care about your health, why not work with the experts? Convenient clinics in Burnaby Heights, and of course, as we mentioned, at 8 Rinks. For more information on the services they provide, visit expertphysio.ca. That's expertphysio.ca, because Expert Physio is getting you back to full health. And as mentioned, they're going to be at the Burnaby Lake Complex with a couple other companies there locally around the area, helping out, whether it's you got some injury concerns that you want to talk to them about, maybe just in terms of, David's mentioned the fact that they're donating some tape. Maybe you like to tape your ankles up. They can really show you the proper way to do that. So a lot of good opportunity there to speak with David Sandals and the rest of the crew over at Expert Physio at Burnaby Lake tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that sounds really good. I mean, I think the biggest thing is people having the knowledge of knowing how to deal with little injuries and little things, because a lot of times those little things actually stop people from playing.
Well, perfect example. Last week when we were playing, I got basically I'm running, and the defender is trailing me. I've got the ball. I'm going for goal. The defender's trailing me. Steps on the back of my Achilles. Basically rakes from about halfway down my calf all the way down my Achilles to the bottom of the top of heel of my cleat. Had a huge gash in my Achilles. My Achilles was swollen. first thing I did as soon as I finished, I gave David a call. Said, David, what can you do to help me? And so, David basically said, okay, I'll email you here exactly what to do. So he gave me a big list of things to do. So, just a small little injury, but one of those things of, okay, do I put ice on it? Well, in this case, I shouldn't. I shouldn't put ice on it. It was compression. It was a variety of other things to make sure that I recovered from that injury. Recovered fully, and unfortunately, my team just finished playing as we came on air, so I didn't get to play this week. But I'm all set, ready to play in the media match next Friday, and then my game next Sunday as well, next week. So, he got me basically back into it in just a couple days. So, yeah, definitely good to go chat with them if need be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next Friday. You got a chance to play in this last year. I didn't, but
I got the chance to play in it.
Yeah.
My team won the trophy. Go to our show page, CIL650.com. Check out the Soccer Talk page. It's me holding the media trophy. So we won.
Yep, I know. Scored
a few goals. Although it's easy to score a few goals. Paul Ritchie was on our team last year. And when you play forward with Paul Ritchie as your strike partner, let's just say the other team's defense, the short field, short numbers, so basically you have about 2-3 defenders. When you have 3 defenders going to Paul Ritchie and the goalie as well, and then Paul Ritchie would look at me and say, Tyler, and pass me the ball, where I basically could just dribble the ball into the net with acres of space around me, makes you look really good. And if somebody just looks at the stats at the end of the game, I was tremendous.
Wow, isn't that what it matters at the end of the day? I know that one or two certain individuals in our related field made a great thing about their statistics as well, from what I remember with all that. So
yes, I scored a number of goals literally because Paul Ritchie was on my team and would set me up for numerous goal after numerous goal.
Well, he did play international football. It might have been for Scotland, but
he did.
Nonetheless.
He may have played once or twice. The rumor has it. Right now, Kia Vancouver offering the iPhone 6 to the first 15 people to purchase a new 2014-2015 Kia this weekend. It's only at Kia Vancouver, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, KiaVancouver.com. All right, we're going to get really big into this Vancouver Whitecaps game from earlier tonight. A 2-1 victory over Real Salt Lake. Plus, we're going to hear from the head coach, Carl Robinson, David Osted, Stephen Badischer, Russell Tybert. We're going to hear from all of those players. Simon and I will discuss this even more. All of that coming up, as well as the manager's rant next.
Follow us on Twitter at Soccer Talk 650 and at Tyler Green FC. This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on CIL 650.
Kia's Gear Up and Save event is on now at Kia Vancouver. So come score on most 2015 models with ultra-low weekly payments and 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, get ready for victory with Kia's available winter-ready features. But hurry, this is a limited-time offer. So gear up and save. And remember, only Kia Vancouver gives you free lifetime car washes, oil changes, and free airport shuttle and parking with your new Kia purchase. Kia Vancouver, Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, and KiaVancouver.com.
The Straight Razor Shave, a leading man classic. Steady hand coaxing the rugged face back to smoothness. This nearly lost art has found revival at Barber & Co. Hot towel, straight edge blade, and your face. It's an experience that reminds you you're alive. You're a man in the company of history's finest men. Start at barberandco.ca. Pick your barber shop in Yaletown, Gastown, the Financial District, Cambie at 18th, and now Main Street and 12th Avenue. And relax into the big leather chair for the shave of your life.
Held high above the heads of soccer supporters everywhere, the soccer scarf is a world-class icon of support, and Global Scarves can turn it into a high-profit, high-visibility, high-spirited fundraising idea for your club, organization, or school. Global Scarves has been producing high-quality, UK-knitted soccer scarves for over 40 years. They offer low prices for fundraising groups with no sacrifice on quality. A welcome change from chocolate. Find out more about Global Scarves. Contact Brad at globalscarves.com or visit globalscarves.com.
Whether playing soccer on this continent or football on every other, Umbro is the name worn by top players and teams worldwide. Those same uniforms are available for your team or club at Umbro.com. Umbro, proud to be the official supplier of Canada's men's and women's national teams, is celebrating 90 years of expertise in the game. If you want your club to play like the pros, dress them like the pros at Umbro.com. Umbro, the heart and soul of football.
Bees gas a salt a leper. Translation? Please pass the salt and pepper.
Hearing loss is like an alien language.
Honey, I threw out the drapes. They're ugly and old. Translation? Honey, I threw out the grapes. They're covered in mold.
And it can be alienating. The longer your hearing loss is untreated, the more sounds become foreign to you. Visit Mainland Hearing for your free hearing test and solutions like completely in-the-ear hearing aids. Visit mainlandhearing.com. Join Mainland Hearing on Sea Isle 650's Boomer Life this Monday at 6. Other Boomer Life Monday sponsors include Canadian Estate Diamonds and Rivera Retirement Living.
This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on Sea Isle 650. Now broadcasting from the Barber & Co. studios. Here's your host, Tyler Grade.
The Vancouver Whitecaps won tonight against Real Salt Lake. 2-1 the final. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes here on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. And right now, Kia Vancouver offering free car washes, oil changes, parking and shuttle service to the Vancouver Airport. It's only at Kia Vancouver, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. KiaVancouver.com. Simon, now with the scores from Germany.
Yes, there were one game last night in Germany. Mainz drawing 0-0 with Hoffenheim. 6 games today in the German Bundesliga. It was Bayern Munich winning at 2-0 at Cologne. Paderborn 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Freiburg 0-0 with Bayer Leverkusen. The 167th Ruhr Derby went to Schalke. They beat Borussia Dortmund by 2-1. It was Stuttgart 1, Hannover 0. Wolfsburg beating Werder Bremen by 2-1. And their 2 games tomorrow, Augsburg host Hertha Berlin and Hamburg host Eintracht Frankfurt.
The Caps beat Real Salt Lake tonight, 2-1 the final. And they got a little help from their Canadian friends, Toronto FC, who came from behind and beat Portland Timbers 3-2 the final there. The Whitecaps now control their own playoff destiny. If the Whitecaps make it in, it's because of what they've done. If the Whitecaps don't make it, it's because of what they've done. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. When the Whitecaps were in a similar position, they controlled their own destiny. And you're only as good as your next game. And the last time around, the Vancouver Whitecaps went into FC Dallas and they lost. This time, they take them on at home, and they have a very good opportunity to finish off next week with another 3 points. You won tonight. That's great. But unless you follow it up with another victory, well, it doesn't really matter what you did last week. We'll hear from Russell Teibert in a few minutes, and Russell Teibert talks about this very topics. Hey, we won, but we've still got a few more games left in order to figure out whether or not we're going to make the postseason, and that's really what it's all about, making the postseason for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They control their own destiny. Every game's a cup final. Every game is an opportunity to solidify your place in the Major League Soccer playoffs. And guess what? If the Vancouver Whitecaps go on a tear and make it into the MLS postseason, any of those teams, do you think any of those teams are going to want to play the Whitecaps? Probably not, because they'll literally be one of the hottest teams going into the playoffs.
Yep, and that's got to be the key. But the next challenge that's in front of them, and I wrote about it in terms of an examination, and it is not an examination just for today. It is an examination for next Saturday as well, is now that it is back in their hands and in their control, they've got to build on it. And so that's the biggest test in front of them. and it really is the next stage of the development of this team, Tyler. They have to be willing to sort of say, we will control our own destiny, and then we're now going to grab this opportunity with both hands. This club's not had a good history when it's been in a position of having their playoff fate in their own hands and taking advantage of it over the last 2 or 3 seasons. So can it be a different story next Saturday?
Yeah, and they really have to make sure that they take what they did, the positives of this game, and move them forward, work on some of the things that they had some issues with, and make sure that they get the full points. And we'll hear from Carl Robinson in a second, because he talks about one of those things that they need to work on through this week. But they are in a great position. And, it's one of those things, when you look at it, to say, hey, we got the one win, we can go out and win these games against a better team in Major League Soccer. One of those teams that is supposed to be really good and probably is going to be favorited to go on and win Major League Soccer and win the MLS Cup. We can run with them. Now let's go and do that against FC Dallas and really put together a good week of practice. They have some good opportunities here moving forward. Carl Robinson, after the game, spoke about the game and his thoughts on what he saw from his Vancouver Whitecaps team and the game in general.
It was a great game to watch, I think, if you're a neutral. It was difficult to watch if you're either manager, I believe, because I think the game had everything. It had chances, it had penalties, it had missed decisions, it had wrong decisions, it had right decisions. I better say that one. And so it was a good game of football, and fortunately enough, we come out with a victory today. So, it helps. It's 3 points, 3 big points for us, and stands us in good stead next week.
Did you watch the Toronto-Portland game this morning, and if so, did that dictate your tactics or your team?
No, but I'm lying. Yeah, I did watch it, and after 15 minutes I probably turned it off. But in this league, as everyone knows, it's sometimes hard to play a team that maybe is fighting for their lives, as well as at the top of the table, as well as got nothing to play for. So I knew it would be a good game. Toronto were fighting for their lives, as are Portland doing a good run of form. So, we can take care of our business. We can't take care of what they do. Today, obviously, they slipped up a little bit and we took care of business, but there's still lots of points to play for.
Carl, it looked like Pedro was bagged at the end of the first half. Was there any consideration to maybe switching him out at halftime? Or did you... Again,
if I said no, I'd probably be lying, Gary, and I don't lie. Yeah, it was a conversation we had, and me and one of the other coaches disagreed. So I made the decision to keep him on, and thank God I did.
Coach, you just talk about what he's meant to this team this year. I know he's played for about 12 months straight, probably his own fumes. But you just talk about what he's meant.
Well, he makes a difference to us, and Pedro will get the headlines today for the goals and things like that. I thought in the first half he was probably below his levels that he should be, and the question just before half time, we missed a penalty, and that was probably my hardest team talk of the season. We're struggling for goals, as everyone knows. We missed a penalty just before half-time on probably a decision that maybe we were lucky to get, I think. I think one was missed in the first half, but we were lucky to get that one. And I had to go in, and it was the boys have played well. We just missed chances again, and I thought, as Gary reminds me all the time, it's the broken record, it's the same record. So I just said, listen, you've got to keep going. I said, and it'll make it more enjoyable when we do win, because I believe that we haven't won a game if we're tied at half-time or something. So someone said, and just thought if we could put our noses in front just before half-time, then maybe we can win. We didn't. They come out the second half, they scored. A bit sloppy from us on a set piece again, so we're going to have to nail that down. But the fight and the character they showed today, not just Pedro, but every single player in my group today, I'm really pleased for them, because it's been tough, but it was an important win.
How important were Mosqueda and Kakuta when they came on, especially Mosqueda? You must have been really pleased by the impact they made.
Yeah, delighted. And games, if you look at games throughout the world, they're won and lost from substitutes. And, I've got 11 players that are happy, probably with me. I've got 6 players that are okay with me. And I've got 4 or 5 players that don't like me today because they're not in the squad. So, I kept with the same team. I kept with the same team this morning. Yesterday I was changing. I thought about changing it. I was, because Mosqueda's been brilliant in training, absolutely fantastic in training. I just had a feeling that, starting him would be right. But if we didn't win the game today, it would be irrelevant anyway. So, he got his just reward today. And you know, the kid comes on, and I think he shows what he can do, and he's got a bit between his teeth. And, you know, he helped us win the game, Kakuta, because I thought he was fantastic for 15 minutes.
You know, your fullbacks seem to have taken turns. Today it seemed to be Steven getting into the box, or at least
Yeah.
at the top of the box more often. Was that just open a lot of times?
Yeah, I think, you know, when you play against a diamond formation, and Salt Lake are a top team, you know, they're in the playoffs, I believe, already, or they need one more point to get in the playoffs. They've got a fantastic group of players led by Beckerman and Morales, so it was a good test for us. You know, I'd heard talk of maybe them not come in and things like that, but I'm glad they came, because it gave us a good test today. It really did. And when you play diamond, I think you're exposed out wide. So we had a big focus this week of, because they won't change the system because they're the best team at playing that system. So we worked on all week of getting 2v1 situations, which is why I stuck to the same team. And exploiting that. So they had a license today, a license more so than normal of getting in the box, because we need to win games. There's no point drawing, there's no point losing. We need to win.
You said after the Portland game how disappointed you were that their heads went down, showed no fight. Complete opposite today. Is that the kind of spark you think now the team was needing to set them up for these last 4 games?
I hope so. I hope so, Michael. I really do, because you know it's not easy when you know not only conceding but missing a penalty. You know you can feel sorry for yourselves. And you know, I think last week we did a little bit, but not from the want of trying. I just think, you know, we're talking about leaders in this group. I've lost a couple of leaders this year, and obviously Jay Demerit and Kenny Miller and Nigel Reo-Coker, and it's, you know, it's time for these guys to step up. And I challenged them this week. You know, they have to step up at some stage, because, you know, I can do everything from Monday to Friday for them, and you know, in big games you need big players, and today we had some big players.
Was there any discussion at halftime who would take the next penalty?
No, but when we got another penalty, I wish there was, because you know, I thought Rusty might take it. You know, I think Eric wanted to take it, and then, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who takes it as long as we score. And Pedro was the right decision, and it takes a bit of balls, excuse my language, but to go and take the second penalty after missing the first, it really, really does. So a lot of character shown by Pedro.
Yeah, and you know, it was funny. We talked after the game just about that penalty call, and I was talking to Carl Valentine about it, and I said, you know, would you have gone out and taken it? He's like, no way. No, if I missed one, there's no way I would go back and take that. That's, you know, it's pretty, you know, pretty, you know, to man up like that and go in and take that and score with all that pressure, knowing that you've missed. And Carl was telling me a story about when he just come to play and was playing with, you know, Dominic Mobilio, and you know, Mobilio's a 19-year-old kid. They get a penalty, and it's no, you take it, Carl. You take this one. Carl goes, takes it, scores, and then they get another one. He's like, no, this one's mine. I'm taking it. Mobilio's like, I'm taking it. But, you know, it's interesting the pressure, you know, the pressure that you feel, and a lot of guys don't want to take that pressure, and a lot of guys don't want to be the guy that either in a penalty shootout when it gets to penalties, or, you know, even in a game they don't want to be the guy that takes it. A lot of guys will, you know, really step up, and Pedro gets in there and says, no, this one's mine.
Yeah, full credit to him, because, you know, I mean, you look at it, it was going to either change the game, and it did in the end, in more ways than one. I mean, we got a completely different game of soccer after that equalizer was scored, and yeah, I mean, not a lot of players can do that, especially after what happened.
Yeah, and Jeff Attinelli, the goalkeeper for Real Salt Lake, talked about it after the game, that he knew, you know, and Pedro talked about it in his post game as well. You know, he always goes to that side. Yeah. It is pretty much known, I think, now, that he will always go to that side. But the same thing, Landon Donovan pretty much always hits the same corner whenever he takes a penalty. And even if you guess that way, chances are you're not stopping it. Landon Donovan has been so successful, but Pedro Morales always goes that way. And he didn't hit that great, but Attinelli, you know, goes to that side, makes the save. The second time around, it's almost as if Attinelli, like, and I was talking to Carl Valentine about it, almost psychs himself out. You know, almost he always goes to that one side. He always goes to the right side of the keeper. But I saved it last time. So he's going to go to that other side. He's going to know that he always goes that way. It's like that. He knows that he goes that way, and I know that he goes that way. So he's going to go the other way. That's kind of the almost too much overthinking the situation. Atonelli ends up going left. Pedro Morales puts it back in that exact same corner, puts a little more pace on it that second time around in the PK, scores the goal, though.
It's probably the most sort of mental thing that can happen in a game of soccer when you think about it, because it's all about, what the shooter's going to decide to do and what the keeper's going to decide to do. I just was going to say, I initially was not surprised that Antonelli said that he had done some scouting on the first save, because the way he made that save, he looked almost so assured that, I'm going that way, I'm going to make that save, and just the confidence of him, that's exactly where I'm going to go, made me think, he's basically done some scouting there.
In my amateur soccer career, I have played goal quite a bit, and I am the classic case of the goalkeeper overthinking it. Because I'm always in there going, he's going to go to this side. And about 90% of the time, they go to the side that I think they're going to go to. But at the last, and it's like the worst thing to do as a goalkeeper. The last moment, I always go the other way. Because I want to always doubt myself, overthink the situation, and go the opposite way. And I have the worst penalty save record. I think I've saved 2. I've probably let in about 50. That also tells you how poor my team is at giving up penalties, because they give up a lot.
Yeah, well, it is an acquired skill. We had an English League Cup between Liverpool and Middlesbrough, which went about 15 rounds, and all the penalties that were taken were excellent, but in each of the cases, the keepers got nowhere near to any of them. So
you can weigh in on tonight's Barber Poll, brought to you by Barber & Co. Get the authentic straight razor shave and haircut. Whatever you need, barberandco.ca. What does it take for you to renew your Whitecap season tickets? Or perhaps even purchase new season tickets in the next 12 days with the Whitecaps campaign, 12% in 12 days. You can tweet us at SoccerTalk650, at TylerGreenFC. More from the Whitecaps locker room, including Russell Tybert, Stephen Badisher, and David Osted. When we return, you're listening to Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. Whitecaps win 2-1 against Real Salt Lake. All that audio is next.
Follow us on Twitter at SoccerTalk650 and at TylerGreenFC. This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on CIL 650.
Whether playing soccer on this continent or football on every other, Umbro is the name worn by top players and teams worldwide. Those same uniforms are available for your team or club at Umbro.com. Umbro, proud to be the official supplier of Canada's men's and women's national teams, is celebrating 90 years of expertise in the game. If you want your club to play like the pros, dress them like the pros at Umbro.com. Umbro, the heart and soul of football.
Kia's Gear Up and Save event is on now at Kia Vancouver. So come score on most 2015 models with ultra-low weekly payments and 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, get ready for victory with Kia's available winter-ready features. But hurry, this is a limited-time offer. So gear up and save. And remember, only Kia Vancouver gives you free lifetime car washes, oil changes, and free airport shuttle and parking with your new Kia purchase. Kia Vancouver, Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, and KiaVancouver.com.
The family story begins generations ago on Via Tevere, a street in the heart of Naples, where food was the celebration of life. Today, in East Van, Via Tevere Pizzeria Napoletana honors their family heritage with La Vera Pizza Napoletana, pizza that showcases authentic Neapolitan ingredients and the time-honored tradition of wood-fired cooking. Come experience La Vera Pizza Napoletana, true Neapolitan pizza at Via Tevere Pizzeria, 1190 Victoria Drive, and look for the Via Tevere Neapolitan Express food cart around town.
The Vancouver Street Soccer League isn't out to change the world. Just give the men and women in our homeless communities a chance to play soccer. Regardless of skill, everyone's included in practices and matches with teams from UBC, the Vancouver Police Department, the Vancouver Mayor's Office, and more. The focus is fun, but it builds skill and confidence, and that can change someone's world. Find out more at vancouverstreetsoccer.com.
Vancouver Street Soccer League. Get into it and get behind it. And let's change the world.
Not that your stylist at the salon isn't doing a good job, but man, you deserve the big red leather barber chair experience of Barber & Co. Here's how it works. Go to barberandco.ca. Book your appointment at one of the 5 barber shops in Gastown, Yaletown, the Financial District, Cambie at 18th, and now Main Street and 12th Avenue. You can just walk in, too, and get your hair cut, hot shave, buzz cut, fade, or beard trim experience. A great wedding party idea, too. barberandco.ca.
RBC $6 small business account. Make every dollar count.
Are you a business owner looking to save big on your banking? Choose the RBC $6 small business account. It's flexible. Bank how you want, as much as you want, and get automatic discounts. Plus, there's no minimum balance required because, hey, every dollar counts, starting with 6.
RBC $6 small business account. Make every dollar count.
Learn more at rbc.com/6.
Follow us on Twitter at Soccer Talk 650 and at Tyler Green FC. This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on Sea Isle 650. Here's your host, Tyler Green.
Simon is a dancer. Right now, Kia Vancouver is offering an iPhone 6 to the first 15 people to purchase a new 2014-2015 Kia this weekend. Only at Kia Vancouver, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, KiaVancouver.com. They did this last week. They were gone very quickly on the Sunday, but they got more in. So head down to Kia Vancouver, pick up a new Kia. Whitecaps 2-1 winners over Real Salt Lake. More audio from the locker room in that one. Plus, Simon and I will discuss it a little bit more. But first, Simon has some of the scores from Spain.
Yes, one game last night in the Premier Liga. Elche 0, Celta Vigo 1. There were 5 games today. Real Madrid winning 2-0 at Villarreal. Barcelona 6, Granada 0. A hat-trick for Neymar, and Lionel Messi scored his career goal 400 and 401 in that game. It was Atletico Madrid 4, Sevilla 0. The Basque derby between Athletic Bilbao and Eibar drew 0-0. And it was Rayo Vallecano winning 2-0 at Levante. There are 4 games tomorrow in Spain. Getafe against Malaga, Deportivo La Coruña against Almería, Real Sociedad against Valencia, and Cordoba against Espanyol.
So we talked about whether Wayne Rooney could catch Alan Shearer. If Lionel Messi moves to England tomorrow and joins a team and starts playing, could he beat Alan Shearer's record?
He's got to be on pace. And again, I'll go on the 5-season rule on that. Yeah, you'd have to be on a tear. 30 games, probably 30 to 35 goals a season, at least 5 seasons or more to do it. But
that would be incredible if Lionel Messi in the January transfer window just decides, you know what, Barcelona, I'm gonna go to England, and the $1 billion transfer, I'm sure that it would cost, but. It would be interesting to see if he'd be able to do that. If he'd be able to beat that.
It would have been interesting if Cristiano Ronaldo didn't make the move to Real Madrid and stayed in Manchester United, because that one season where I think he was 50, 60 goals. If he stayed, I think he would have made that mark. Yeah.
Even if he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a shout for him to be able to potentially get up there in numbers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, visit our good friends over at Dayton Boots, 2250 East Hastings. Mention Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. Take 10% off. Quality, handcrafted right here in BC. Dayton Boots. Dayton Boots, where the legend that lasts. DaytonBoots.com. A guy with quite a bit of fashion sense. Probably look pretty good with some Dayton boots. Russell Tybert, he was taken in Fashion Week when it was here in Vancouver, and then goes out, probably one of his most solid performances in a Whitecaps uniform, especially on the defensive side. He spoke to the media post-match. Here's what Russell Teibert had to say.
It's a step in the right direction. We can't be content with the performance. We need to keep pushing. We have 4 games left, 4 games to make the playoffs, but I think for tonight we can be happy.
Did you try and horn your way in and take that second penalty?
No. No, I didn't. I gave the ball to Pedro because he's been the leader all season long. He's been great on penalties all season long, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to score. That one doesn't go in, but he bangs in another one.
How important was it for you guys to see him bounce back in the second half? He had a tough first half, but he showed the kind of leader he was in the second half, didn't he?
The game's 90 minutes long, and sometimes in periods of the games, you're not doing the things that you want to do. I think Pedro was great all game long. Maybe at certain points in the first half, he wasn't getting on the ball as much as he'd like to, but the type of player he is, he comes in the second half and scores 2 goals and leads us to victory.
Russell, you guys had not won a game when trailing or tied at the half all season. Why do you think tonight was the night that you were able to get it done?
Well, first and foremost, we won now, so we can put that in the past. That's history. Going forward, there's no looking back anymore. There's no looking back at records that might be negative like that one. I think it's about being positive. It's about looking forward to the next game and trying to win the next game and being positive about everything. Having belief in each other, having belief in this team, having belief that we can win it at home and we can win on the road, because as you could see tonight, the fans really push us on. We're down 1-0, and maybe some people are doubting us, but this locker room believes, our fans believe, and the organization believes that we can win.
Was there any talk of the Portland-Toronto result in the locker room before at all?
I think a couple guys were watching the match, following it. It may have been in the back of our minds, but we didn't really discuss it. We just knew coming in tonight that we had a big chance, and we took that chance. And that's what great teams do. That's what good teams do, and that's what teams do that'll make the playoffs.
Now there were a lot of cliche answers. We were joking as we were listening to that again on the drive here. Game's 90 minutes. We have 4 games to left. You got to win the game, blah, blah, blah. I just kept thinking, the ball is round. The game is 90 minutes. The ball is round.
The field's about 100 or 110 yards long,
it's
70 yards wide.
Cliche after cliche there from Russell Teibert. But the one thing that I did like from him is the fact that he's not getting ahead of himself. And as much as, I think Russell is getting a little bit too coached in his answers and very cliched answers. They won tonight, and it was, hey, last week it was terrible, crappy that, crappy last game, throw it away. It's all about this game. Okay, we won this game. Okay, throw it away. It's all about the next game. And I like that attitude that he's, it doesn't matter if you won or lost the last one. It doesn't matter what the last game was. It's all about that next game, and I like that attitude from him.
Yeah, I think he also was a bit of a reflection of the team. They've been through a lot this season and through some really tough moments last weekend, in Portland being certainly one of them. And you can sort of tell that there's a bit of wear and tear mentally that can create. So it doesn't surprise me that they would be feeling quite measured in retrospect of today's win.
One of the players that came up very big in tonight's game was Steven Beitashour. Had a very opportune chance on a cutback pass from Kekuta Mane that ran the entire 18-yard box. Falls out to Steven Beitashour. Was it a shot? Was it a pass? Pedro Morales eventually tipped it in. Steven Beitashour answers that question. Steven Beitashour, were you trying to shoot that ball, or was it a pass?
I saw him. I looked up and I said, Pedro, I'm passing you the ball, and then I passed it to him. No, that was a shot, but right when I was lining up for it, I pictured skying it, so I said, okay, don't sky it, open up your foot and just put it on the ground. So it worked out.
It seemed like you took a little bit off of it almost. It almost
yeah.
Like a pass.
Oh, well, I took a lot off. I was ready to swing for a home run, and that's why I pictured it going way up. So I just said, be safe, put it on target, and hopefully something good comes from it. And
probably the best sided goal you've had since joining the club, right?
Yeah, that was good. It helped us a lot. So we just got to continue to carry that momentum to next week.
after the tough first half and then falling behind by a goal, tailor-made for the kind of response we've seen you guys, but you responded much better this time. Was it all the talk about that made a difference this week?
Yeah. I mean, I thought we played real well in the first half, to be honest. I thought we did all the little things correctly, what we've been working on during the week at practice. And, to go behind in the second half. But our response was great, If you look at the Portland match, our response wasn't great. We kind of just, we felt let down. But this time, we kind of got together and picked up the intensity, and it showed, and we came back from it.
There's Stephen Badisher talking to the media post-game, and again, another thing that they did well is a week ago they got down, and it was those shoulders slumped, the head down. But this week they fought back quite a bit more, and like their fight that they got from this team tonight.
Yeah, and I think they talked about it a lot during the week because I think it had been raised in the sense that, they let their heads go down, and I think they were quite intent. We're not going to let that happen again, and fair play to them because, they quickly got right back into the game, and by doing so, they put RSL right on their back heels, and they were the better team probably in the last half hour.
Meanwhile, the man of the match for the Vancouver Whitecaps was David Osted. He spoke to the media after the game, and here's what he had to say to the media post-match.
Keep doing what we're doing. I think we played a really, really good first half. I think we pressed them. We were good on the ball, and that was the message: keep doing what we're doing and keep the intensity. And I thought we did it in the second half.
The heads went down in Portland 1-0, David, and you guys talked about that a lot this week. How much did all those discussions factor into tonight when we go behind again, the reaction tonight?
I think the reaction was the right one. We got behind each other and we got back into it. And at the end, that was one of the reasons we came out with a win today. The mentality of coming back and supporting each other, even though we again go behind, even though we're the better team.
How much do you think the players meeting this week played into just the mentality tonight?
It's always hard to say. I do think it has an effect. I think you saw, especially the senior players getting behind everybody and communicating a lot. And you felt it at halftime. People were disappointed with not being ahead, but it wasn't going to get us down today.
Pedro's running on fumes. It looks like sometimes. Just your thoughts on what he's meant for the team since he's been here, and obviously tonight with 2 goals.
Yeah, no, Pedro's been good. He showed today that he has the right mentality. Missed a penalty and went out and got 2 goals anyway. And I think especially the guys around him got his back. You saw that. I think Pedro felt that as well. So even though he missed a penalty, everybody was at it again and supporting.
The play, the save Jaime and then Badisher coming in for this. I mean, just the importance of that moment when Fuda comes back the other way.
Unbelievable. Long ball to Jaime, and I come out and try and block it. I got a little bit on it, but he got on, and Beto made a absolutely fantastic play. I think he's tired now, and I think his hip is a little bit out of place now, but that was fantastic.
David Osted, speaking post-match, for your money, the man of the match?
Ooh, I'm gonna say very strong honorable mention maybe, because I thought maybe in a lot of ways I think Morales probably just edged it, but very close.
I think, I said about the unsung heroes earlier, a combo of Andy O'Brien, Kendall Waston, Laba as well for me. I think could have been in there. Did a lot of really good things tonight. And the thing that I liked about Laba was he didn't notice them. And, that's the one thing you want from defenders, that you don't really have to notice them a lot because they're just doing so well. And whether it's positioning or whether it's just, taking the ball away, standing, blocking a shot, etc. So him also. But again, up and down that Whitecaps lineup tonight, not really a problem through any of them. And the Whitecaps, full money, 2-1 winners against Real Salt Lake, back in a playoff position, hosting FC Dallas next weekend. And again, will they increase their lead on Portland? Will they lose the lead on Portland? We'll find out next weekend. Quick timeout here on the program. Back in a minute, though, with the final cut and hot fudge.
Follow us on Twitter at Soccer Talk 650 and at Tyler Green FC. This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on CIL 650.
Nearly 70 years ago, Charlie Wolford first started fixing loggers' boots. He did such a good job, loggers said if he'd make boots from scratch, they'd buy them and tell their buddies. Charlie named his brand Dayton, and ever since, Dayton Boots has put the same craftsmanship and love in every pair built right here in Vancouver. Times change, but the quality in every handcrafted pair of Dayton boots never has. Mention Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk and take 10% off Dayton boots, 2250 East Hastings. Dayton, wear a legend that lasts.
Pain or injury slowing you down? Take it to the choice of many top athletes, Expert Physio. Serving the Lower Mainland for over 35 years, the team at Expert Physio is dedicated to individualized care with specialized services such as orthotics, acupuncture, IMS, plus dizziness, pelvic floor, and certified hand therapies. Over 300 physicians referred to Expert Physio last year, and 100% of patients surveyed said they choose Expert Physio again. You're in good hands with Expert Physio. Burnaby Heights or at 8 Rinks, expertphysio.ca.
Kia's Gear Up and Save event is on now at Kia Vancouver. So come score on most 2015 models with ultra-low weekly payments and 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, get ready for victory with Kia's available winter-ready features. But hurry, this is a limited-time offer. So gear up and save. And remember, only Kia Vancouver gives you free lifetime car washes, oil changes, and free airport shuttle and parking with your new Kia purchase. Kia Vancouver, Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, and KiaVancouver.com.
Held high above the heads of soccer supporters everywhere. The soccer scarf is a world-class tradition, and Global Scarves can get you into the game. From English soccer clubs to Canadian hockey teams, Global Scarves has been producing high-quality UK knitted soccer scarves for over 40 years. Because you're dealing directly, you get the lowest price and your order shipped in as little as 15 days. Global Scarves are a high-margin, high-spirited fundraising idea. Contact Brad at globalscarves.com or visit globalscarves.com.
Bees gas a salt a leper. Translation? Please pass the salt and pepper.
Hearing loss is like an alien language.
Honey, I threw out the drapes. They're ugly and old. Translation? Honey, I threw out the grapes. They're covered in mold.
And it can be alienating. The longer your hearing loss is untreated, the more sounds become foreign to you. Visit Mainland Hearing for your free hearing test and solutions like completely in-the-ear hearing aids. Visit mainlandhearing.com. Join Mainland Hearing on CIL 650's Boomer Life this Monday at 6. Other Boomer Life Monday sponsors include Canadian Estate Diamonds and Rivera Retirement Living.
This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on CIL 650. Now broadcasting from the Barber & Co. studios. Here's your host, Tyler Green.
Yo, come on, move this. Shake that body. Shake that body.
Time for the final cut, brought to you by Barber & Co. on Twitter at Barber & Co. 4 full-service barbershops for your big haircut, hot shave, buzz cut, fade, and beard trim. Get the ultimate barbershop experiences. 5 locations to serve you: Gastown, Yaletown, the Financial District. The new locations, Cambie and 18th, and the new spot, brand new, just opened up just about a week and a half ago. The corner of Main and 12th. Just got a haircut there. Absolutely beautiful spot. It's Barber & Co. Online at barberandco.ca. Tonight's final cut, well, it's 1 down, 4 to go for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They got some luck tonight, or earlier today, with Toronto beating Portland, and then they went out and created their own luck, scoring 2 goals, picking up a 2-1 victory over Real Salt Lake. They leap into a playoff position, and now they control their own destiny. 4 games remain. Will the Whitecaps make the 2014 postseason? We will find out in less than a month. Right now, Kia Vancouver offering an iPhone 6 to the first 15 people to purchase a new 2014 or 2015 Kia. It's happening this weekend. It's only at Kia Vancouver, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, KiaVancouver.com. facebook.com.
Oh, baby. Hot fudge with Simon Fudge.
One of the nicest things I like to do on the weekends, I know certainly my dad likes to, and a lot of people that I know, is make a fried breakfast on the weekend. Like I did a little bit of that this morning, watching some soccer and some Ryder Cup golf. Go Europe, by the way. Get out and have a fried breakfast either today or tomorrow. Something with eggs, maybe with some waffles. Go traditional or do it healthy with fruit. Just make one up.
You know what else Simon likes to do? Dance. As we found out on the program today, Simon is a dancer.
Well, if it's anything from my high school days, yeah, sure.
And Greg, we had some trouble getting our webcast on live today, but it will be available online.
It'll be on YouTube eventually, and I have a strange suspicion that I'm going to have to GIF a couple of these dance moves because you're not going to believe some of them.
Okay, look forward to that. We will definitely tweet that out, Soccer Talk 650, the Twitter account, Simon Dancing. For the crew here at Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk, my dancing co-host, Simon Fudge. Simon, what do you got coming up this week in goal.com?
We'll be covering the team going into Dallas, so big test again, and we'll be looking at that.
Executive producer Christina, she's got some Facebook stuff coming up this week, so check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/SoccerTalkVan. Producer Greg the Hammer Ballack. Greg, your Twitter account for those GIFs of Simon dancing?
Well, first of all, it's GIFs.
GIFs.
Get that out of the way. It's at Greg Ballack, ST. My last name is Balloch.
A special thank you to Thomas Rage and Fred and Co. Thank you for your continued support. My name's Tyler Green. You can read me in 24 hours on Wednesday. Thank you for listening to the program. You can download the podcast at CIL650.com. Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk, it returns next Saturday at 10 p.m. We will have a recap of the Whitecaps FC Dallas game, but perhaps more importantly, a recap of the Whitecaps media match. That happens next Friday. We will have all the details on that as well on Saturday night. The program, again, is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. We're back next Saturday at 10. Thank you for listening.
Whether playing soccer on this continent or football on every other, Umbro is the name worn by top players and teams worldwide. Those same uniforms are available for your team or club at Umbro.com. Umbro, proud to be the official supplier of Canada's men's and women's national teams, is celebrating 90 years of expertise in the game. If you want your club to play like the pros, dress them like the pros at Umbro.com. Umbro, the heart and soul of football.
The Straight Razor Shave, a leading man classic. Steady hand, coaxing the rugged face back to smoothness. This nearly lost art has found revival at Barber & Co. Hot towel, straight edge blade, and your face. It's an experience that reminds you you're alive. You're a man in the company of history's finest men. Start at barberandco.ca. Pick your barbershop in Yaletown, Gastown, the Financial District, Cambie at 18th, and now Main Street and 12th Avenue. And relax into the big leather chair for the shave of your life.
Kia's Gear Up and Save event is on now at Kia Vancouver. So come score on most 2015 models with ultra-low weekly payments and 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, get ready for victory with Kia's available winter-ready features. But hurry, this is a limited-time offer. So gear up and save. And remember, only Kia Vancouver gives you free lifetime car washes, oil changes, and free airport shuttle and parking with your new Kia purchase. Kia Vancouver, Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon, and KiaVancouver.com.
Nearly 70 years ago, Charlie Wolford first started fixing loggers' boots. He did such a good job, loggers said if he'd make boots from scratch, they'd buy them and tell their buddies. Charlie named his brand Dayton, and ever since, Dayton Boots has put the same craftsmanship and love in every pair built right here in Vancouver. Times change, but the quality in every handcrafted pair of Dayton boots never has. Mention Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk and take 10% off Dayton Boots, 2250 East Hastings. Dayton, wear a legend that lasts.
Hey, we're the box of nails you're selling to the man trying to build a deck?
Trying is right. Poor guy has no clue.
He comes back to your hardware store every day looking for new supplies and advice.
So the least you can do is reward his loyalty with fast debit and credit card payment processing from Moneris.
When your entrepreneurship meets their ingenuity, they call it entreprenuity.
Clever.
And you can get a gift worth up to $500 to make it work for you.
See how at Moneris.com.
Or call 1-800-Moneris.